We can see that it does help people. And now it's just about sharpening the axe to make sure we help the right people who actually need it.
Would you like to walk us through a bit of an update that was released in the JobKeeper review? So this was a report done by the government
Yeah.
recently.
No worries. So, JobKeeper, like I said, we've gone through April, May, and June with JobKeeper supporting the Australian small businesses, and what we've seen is there's some results that they were able to extract from that. So, just giving a high level update here, it did help from an unemployment perspective, where if not for JobKeeper, the businesses that did shut, the businesses that had to shut because of social distancing reasons, would have gone down and would have had to let go a lot of people. So we in the report it did summarize a bit of how unemployment was slowed down, and how some of the businesses were able to actually pick up the business fairly quickly after the restrictions were kind of reduced. And another interesting point was the JobKeeper was acted as something that we didn't really kind of foresee, was there were some employees that were paid more than what their usual wage was. So if someone was paid $700 a fortnight, they got $1,500, essentially more than double what they usually got. And whereas some employees were already paid more than $1,500, like $2,000 per fortnight, but it acted as a wage subsidy for the businesses. So you didn't have to pay the full amount of the wage, just the difference. So, what was interesting in that result was also, a lot of people thought, oh, it's such a ripoff. People who don't this JobKeeper program is just going to feed into people who don't work, and they're just going to pay for people who made less. Now they're going to make more because of JobKeeper. Interesting enough, it wasn't actually in that way. 75% was of the JobKeeper was actually subsidy. So, to explain that, it was actually helping businesses who had big payroll bills, and it was a subsidy that helped them stay afloat. And 25% of that was top ups. Yes, it was an income transfer, what they would call it, but essentially they got more than what they did before. Now, this is important because we need to understand that the reason for JobKeeper to exist, the main objective is to keep businesses afloat by keeping the jobs with the relationship with the employees and employer retained, and not necessarily to top them up. So what they're trying to do is not to give it an advantage, but rather to prop them out as they go along. So this is important because this is one of the fundamental reasons why we're seeing a change in the JobKeeper program for the next 6 months after September. They wanted to move towards a more fair, or what do you want to call it, a realistic supplement that helps the objective itself. Now, the graph at the bottom here is actually interesting as well. On the right-hand side, the green lines essentially is showing you the percentage of businesses in each of this industry on the left that applied for JobKeeper, that was receiving JobKeeper. Now, that's how it's ranked top to bottom. Obviously, accommodation and food services, hospitality, hotels, anything in tourism is the highest. Close to 60% of the industry was using JobKeeper. So this is a little, taking stock of what's happened with COVID. There was a big impact on those industries. Now, at the bottom, financial services and insurance, financial insurance services, that's expected as well. When JobKeeper came out and stimulus packages came out, a lot of people ran to their accountants and financial advisors for actual help. So they didn't really see a downturn. So it was actually an interesting little picture here. On the left, it's just the total numbers by volume, not really representative of anything. I'd like to see the right-hand side. So we can see that it does help people. And now it's just about sharpening the axe to make sure we help the right people who actually need it.